Alright, I guess I'm gonna just start recording, and hopefully nothing will go wrong, because every frickin' time I've tried to record stuff this month, something or somebody happens. I'm trying not to be like a bitch right now. I'm not in a bad mood or anything, but I just need to like vent or something. I'm so nowhere in the same mood I was days ago, or even last week. Last week was some shit. Oh my god. So, where do I start? I actually recorded stuff. I recorded stuff in October, and I have a pest problem. And by pest, I don't mean like insects or something like that. I mean like annoying people, like people that are like energy vampires, attention whores, literal whores, male and female, people who are like a leech, people who need to like I'll literally be like, can you stop? And like they're like, oh sure, and then they just keep doing it. So we had the biggest event of the year. Biggest event of the year, one of them. There are three main huge events in Pokemon Go, not counting community days, which are usually at least once a month. There's Go Fest, which is like the big one, and sometimes there's a few. And we're talking global Go Fest. Sometimes there's like 2 or 3 of them. Usually there's at least one in the summer, okay? And it's usually a whole weekend. Then there's Go Tour, and it's a different Go Tour every year. Go Tour is also 2 days long. And then the newer one is Go Wild Area, which is based on the wild area in the main games. I think was it Sinnoh or something? And then, of course, there's also Safari Zone, but there is no global Safari Zone. It used to be that in a real-world location for Safari Zone, after the Safari Zone, they would open up certain things to everyone else. And that doesn't usually happen. I think that's how I got my first Celebi, right? If you know what that is, like a mythical Pokemon. I had a like really bad like depression issue for the majority of my adult life. And the one thing that like got rid of it for me was playing Pokemon Go. Another thing was leaving Facebook. That's another topic I almost did a video on, but then I deleted the Facebook thing. That's a whole other story. And yeah, so there's so many things that happened lately. I also meditate a lot, and I have a lot of very interesting experiences. My friend died, so it's usually him that it usually involves. But I've had a lot of just very unusual experiences. I have weird experiences all the time. I also have a stalker problem. That's another thing, because of course, it's Go Wild Area. So of course there's going to be a stalking incident, because why not? You know, why not? And I'm also not a morning person. I have like a kind of handicap with my brain. I've always had this. And I've explained this to certain people, like, I'm an ugly dragon in the morning. Well, don't make me turn into the ugly dragon, actually. Don't mess with me in the morning. Don't start with me. Don't try anything. Don't try my patience. I have no filter in the morning. I can't remember things in the morning. I have something called time blindness. It's a thing. And I can't remember, like, it could be like a matter of life and death, and you're like, you have to do these 3 things in order, and this specific thing at this specific time, or we're all gonna die. And I would screw that up because you decided to tell me in the morning, and you didn't write it down, and you didn't remind me, Because I will confuse the morning with the previous day or the day before that. It's a real handicap. I don't like it. I don't like to drive in the morning either. Don't like it. It's a problem. And so I also don't like pests. There are certain patterns of people that for whatever reason, it's always a weird indicator that there's something going to go very wrong with these people, and it's always these same patterns. That whenever they want attention from me, it's always at the worst times, the exact wrong timing, the exact time to take me out of my focus, to take me off of my plan, to screw up my plan, to destroy just a lot of these things. And it's always like the exact wrong time, and then they have the gall to get angry at me because I don't hop to it the exact second that they want it. I don't know who you think you are, that you can talk to me and treat me like this and have these weird demands of me as though you own me, 'cause you don't. So, go wild, Aurelia. I did it last year. I went to Boston on day one for specific reasons. Many of those reasons I don't necessarily need to go there for this time around. And I was thinking maybe I just want to play at home. Maybe I just want to play at my own pace. But there are some reasons why you would want to go to a bigger location, etc. And I don't know, sometimes playing big, huge events in like these very desirable locations is like a half and half. Sometimes it's super good. Other times it's like a mixed bag, or something weird happens, or it's really bad, right? I have held my own events here in my own town, and they can go both good and bad. Usually it's either pretty good, even if I'm just by myself, or if other people are with me. Like, there are certain people who are my neighbors who I play with. I have a very good time with, like my friend Jason. Then there's Jonathan. There's other people who are younger than me that I've had many, many, many fantastic experiences with. So I didn't really feel the need to really go to Boston for a wild area. But I have relationships and friendships with certain people that I really like. And I also like them as a person. Like, there's a lot of things about them that as a person I like. And I also, when I do things with them, we have like this bonding experience, and it's enjoyable, even though like we have like age differences or whatever. But it's just, I don't know, it's just cool. And they're like, yeah, we should come. Why didn't come? Whatever. So I'm like, okay, but I couldn't find them. I'm not mad at them at all. I think they probably think I'm so pissed off. I'm not pissed off at them. I don't think I could be pissed off at them because I don't feel like they necessarily did anything wrong. It's just a big event. They're probably super happy to hang out with each other. I've been through it myself. You lose track of time. You lose track of whatever. It's fun, you're in the zone. Totally okay. But it's November in Boston. So there's two main places I could have gone that are like the best. Well, best is a subjective. There are two quote-unquote best places. One of them is in Moakley Park, which is like Southie Dorchester. Not exactly Boston, but Boston. And then there's like definitely Boston. There's definitely like, the Boston Common. I like playing at the Boston Common when it's not an event, but when it's an event, I hate it. I hated it last year that I only played there the one day. And I played the second day at home, which I liked better. And for the same freaking reasons I hated last year, it was the same stupid reasons. It had nothing to do with my friends. I have no bad feelings at all. I don't feel sad. I don't feel rejected. I don't have any bad feelings at all. I think they probably think I do, but I don't. And it's totally fine. It's not even them that I was mad at. There is these certain kinds of people who take advantage of these kinds of events, especially in Boston, especially at the Boston Common. So there's spoofers. I don't want to crap on spoofers, except for when they deserve it, which, well, they kind of do right now because I'm not happy. And then there's these kinds of people who don't understand how to play, like they're not real players, or they just take a lot of things for granted. And one of the main reasons why you would want to go to Boston to spend the money on the, and then there was the whole train situation, which is another, because of course the train is not going to work. Of course it's going to be that, right? And they're messing up the same way as last year. This year, at least, we have remotes where you can remote in, but who's going to do that when you could go to like a, because of the ambassador program. I'm in the ambassador program myself, but my area is kind of sabotaged, so that's another story. That is a whole other story. And these punks who don't know how to play, and they think it's going to be like raids, and they think because I'm like a high level player or whatever that I can literally just carry them through this raid. That's kind of not how Gigantamax works. Then there's certain items that you can use that are premium items. They are not free unless you get it as a reward, which I did get some of them as, I did actually get these ones as rewards, but they're not free if it only lasts for like what, 20 minutes or something, and then you can't use it. And it would have worked to help boost the freaking Gigantamax thing. And not only that, but I'm one of the few players that had two Kubfus, which is a very rare legendary Pokemon that is one of the few that can evolve. And there's two versions of it, there's two forms of it. There's like the water one, and then there's the dark one, right? The water one is easier to evolve. It still takes a long time. So most people have the water one. And then there's the dark one, and I could have still done it as water, but I have a water one, so I did the dark one. And the only way you can evolve it is you have to defeat, not battle, defeat a dark typing Pokemon in either a raid or a max battle, and it can be Dynamax or Gigantamax. So this event, perfect for that, right? Except they had all these things, and the Kubfu has to be like your buddy Pokemon. They had things, other tasks in this event, in the paid ticket, that had to take my Kubfu off my buddy slot, and I had to put a different Pokemon in it to meet some other requirements. I literally went onto Twitter and angry tweeted at the app. And I was like, I hate you right now. I hate you right now. So I'm already irked over this. Really, there's like all these things. All these things. And they're piling up. Little things. So the big thing about this event was that I could evolve this Kubfu into the Urshifu that was that other form. And I had been working on trying to accomplish this since I got this Kubfu, which is what? Almost a year, however long it was. It was a long time. So I'm working on that, and I have a max mushroom item, and it's starting to run out of time. All these idiots. Also, nobody seems to be wanting to remote into the Boston Gigantamax things anymore. I don't know, did they have their fill? It was kind of weird. It was kind of weird. Because when I hop into stuff at Moakley, it fills up real easy. So there's all these noobs who don't know how to play, who don't understand how counters work, who don't understand, like, they just don't understand, and they think, and they probably because they don't really play, they just play during certain events, get lots of XP during the events, hold on to their, like, lucky eggs and other items so they can level up, and then have everyone else, like myself, do all the hard work. So it was going really bad. Plus, it's cold, and now I went from the Boston Common across the street to the Public Garden, which I like playing better than the Boston Common. I hate it. I hate playing there. In order to get to, it's very confusing. Like, I always feel like super confused. I have some like dyslexia or whatever, and I'm so confused when I go there. And then each Poke Gym or raid is very far apart from the max battles or the max dens or whatever. And in order to go from one to the other, like, it's a long distance, and I'm just like, and then like I never quite catch it in time. This is another thing I hated last year. Hate. And then you also have to deal with people who have impulsive problems, impatience problem. Like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to freaking deal with that immaturity crap. Right? People who have like no leadership, no self-control, no self-discipline, no consideration for other people. Like, and it's just absolute abject selfishness, self-centered. I can't fucking stand it. I mean, like, it's not like it's definitely a thing that happens in Mowgli as well, which I actually like playing there better, but Mowgli would be even colder because it's right by the beach than Boston. So it's either cold in the Boston Commons or even colder at the waterfront. And I was like, well, my friends, for whatever reason, wanted to go to the Boston Common, and I couldn't find them. I promise I'm not mad about it at all. Like, I don't have any hurt feelings or anything. It's just it's just how this shit goes. Last year, I saw so many people in the Boston Common that I recognized, like throngs of people, and I was waving to them and saying hi to them, and it was like I didn't exist. It was like they ignored me. Somebody hit lucky with me, showed up, did the trade, and then blew me off. I hated it. Hated it so much. I don't feel like this towards my friend. Like, it's very different with my friends. My friends, like, I just don't feel mad about it. I don't. Last year, I was freaking livid. So anyway, I get fed up with the crap at the Boston Common, the same stupid stuff, the same stupid idiocy. It's just not, there's no excuse. But that's it, okay? I can excuse my friends. I cannot excuse that crap. So, it's deep freeze, and it's getting colder and colder, and it's like midday, and it should be warmer than this, but it isn't, and it's Boston. So I start this, like I said, I'm doing this Gigantamax battle. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing. They're over people who can't commit to staying in, other people. Like, with that many noobs and idiots, I need at least like 20, 24 in there. But if it was like people who were actually good, people who actually knew how to do it, I could probably get through with like 16, right? And so it would kind of be around this kind of 14 to maybe 18. But then they're hopping out. And it's cold. The charge on my battery starts dying. I have 2 chargers with me as well. They're cold. They're losing charge. Nothing's working. And then the drama queens start. The people the weekend before, actually I think it was even since like the week before, and I reminded on the weekend as well as during the week leading up to the event. And I was like, because before a big event, there's also the week before that is like this lead up event, which is like kind of like a promotional thing that happens before the main event. And it even can start even on the weekend. So it kind of was starting on the weekend, the previous weekend. So I tell everybody who I'm usually in the most contact with, this is the thing that's coming up with me. This matters to me a lot. Please don't bother me. Please don't This is important. And there's also like a community aspect of things. There's often times where I go to events, and there's times where it's weird, like it's like people get starstruck or something, and then people want to add me. Like, it happens a lot. It didn't happen this time, and it didn't happen last year for this specific event, but other events, that is a thing. I'll literally do like raid days or community days or raid hour, which is on every Wednesday evening, where I'll meet people, and I'm like people get freaking starstruck at times. There's people, like, I'll have to figure out how to delete some deadbeats off my account so that I can add this new person. Do you know what I mean? Like, I care about being polite to people and being kind to people, whereas no one seems to fucking care reciprocally to me. Like, it's just infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. Now, I wouldn't say that my friends are like my friends who were at somewhere in the public, or no, not in the public, they were in the Boston Common across the street. I just couldn't find them. I was like, I don't know, so whatever. I can't find them, right? And I was already like pretty irritable, but I was in the freaking public garden, just trying over and over to finish this Gigantamax raid so I can get the last frickin' battle and win, not lose, because I'd already lost because of idiots, so that I can evolve the Cubfu. And literally, this person, there's two specific ones. There's this one really young person who is a frickin' pest, a brat who needs to grow the hell up and like use their freaking brain, learn some etiquette, manners, I don't know, whatever. Like, there's just no excuse. There's just no excuse. And I'm just like, can you just stop? And then it's like certain people who like want me to like be their mom, or they want me to be like their Wonder Woman or something. And then this other guy who already, like, I was like, so I can't be doing this, you can't be doing this, we're not doing this. And it's like, because I said, please don't do this, they're like, oh, I'm definitely doing this. This person had already been, like, you can't be abused. There is this abuse thing. There's this very abusive thing where if you're always wanting somebody to prove they're your friend, prove that you love them, I caused all this trouble so you can be my Wonder Woman and rescue me. No. You're not a good person. You are not a good friend. And you are not proving your friendship. I shouldn't have to prove my friendship. I shouldn't have to prove I care about you. And then you shouldn't be doing crap like this during something that matters to me if you actually care about myself. If you actually have self-respect, and you have, when you have that self-respect, you have respect for others. And when you don't have self-respect, or when you don't have respect for others, you also don't have respect for yourself. And I mean, like, this abusive stuff is not okay. It's not okay. And, like, I had lost so much sleep. I was so overly stressed, and I needed to be rested for this event. I needed to have my scruples so that I could plan what I was doing. There were so many things and so many things that just kept going wrong that I had to find a workaround for everything, including like the transportation, because the train stations were shut down. Okay, and another one of my friends, like, he works at the transport for the local transportation company. It's called MBTA, right? So he was like, oh no, you can do this, you can do this, you can do that. So that was good, right? Nowhere in any of this did anybody else go out of their way to make trouble except for this person. And it's like, so right now, I'm already really annoyed. I'm really fed up. It's like this weird, like energy feeding thing. Like, I can't have happy, interactions. What I really need is like trouble and mayhem. And I need to be able to have some kind of power over you by leveraging your sympathy and making you feel bad all the time so that I can feel powerful in my powerlessness. Like, this is sick. This is sick. And this person kept claiming that they like is so freaking drama queen. It's weird because it used to be like girls were like this. This was like back in the day when I was like a quote unquote famous artist on the internet. And I'd go to like conventions and things, and people would like fangirl. It was so weird because it was like I thought we were friends, and they were acting like a fangirl, and it's weird. Chicks who would hold themselves hostage, and if I didn't give them attention, they would threaten to kill themselves. Well, that's not freaking cute at all. So of course, this guy does the same thing. He's starting. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go kill myself. I'm gonna go throw myself off of a freaking cliff. Also, he keeps telling me he's going to the quote unquote funny farm or a psych ward or something. And then hours go by, he's on stream and he's fine again. And then I'm just like, what is this? This is cruel. This is abuse. This is a toxic relationship. This is not okay. So of course, as I'm in the freaking public garden, he's starting his stuff. I'm like, I told you, and you said you wouldn't, even though he also said that the week before, and the whole week, and still did it anyway. And he's like, wanting me to go on his streams or whatever. Oh, I need attention. Oh, right, no, not now. No, you couldn't wait a week. Yeah, you could have. But you didn't. Because this was like a power play. Because we have to play fucking games with people, right? But we have to complain about other people doing it. Like it's them doing it. It's like absolutely bizarre. And so he starts his stuff. Each time he starts, my battery's already shrinking. It's getting colder and colder. The charge in my battery is dying. And this is like stuff that I paid to be here. I paid to be in this fucked up situation. Like money I can't get back. Losing my max mushroom, the time is just ticking. He's sending me another fucking DM because that's what selfish people do. Selfish motherfucking people. Me, now. I'm having a bratty tantrum, please. No, it's not even please. It's just like, do what I say because I said it, because I need a power trip. Okay? So, each freaking message he sends me, my battery goes, zoop, zoop, zoop. Another one. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I can't even, I'm trying to get, you're not supposed to be using like double accounts, but because I'm having such a problem with this event, especially with this last max battle, Gigantamax battle, and I know I didn't get any shinies. I did never get a shiny one. It's just like last year. So I'm like, look, I shouldn't have to write a fucking essay about this shit, but like, I'm gonna have to block you. I'm sorry, but I have to block you for this weekend. Right? Because I don't know, I'm too fucking polite, I'm too fucking nice, whatever. Yeah, just put a fucking sign on my head, like, walk all over me. Fuck it. Fuck off. So, I can't, because I'm on my smartphone, I can't find the blocking thing. So I have to unfriend this person and then figure out how to block them. I'm texting my friend, I'm like, how do I block somebody? They think it's this other person. There's another person. There's a number of these like leeches, these kind of people who are just toxic, just super toxic. And they're like, oh, is it this dude? And I'm like, no, it's not that dude. It's this other dude. And this other dude, like, I really need to block this dude. Like, I don't every fucking day. And it's always there's other people who have been like this. Like, there is this person who I'm no longer friends with named George. He would do this every fucking time I'd have one of these events. Every fucking time. Always when it was the most busy. On purpose. And then, because there's so many things I can say about that too. Because, he'll never have a full amount of power over me. That other guy who I'm no longer friends with, he sent me a voicemail threatening really disgusting things to me. Like, he said that he wanted me to get raped with a dirty razor. It was disgusting, right? Well, this guy didn't do that. This guy, as I'm telling him, I'm like, just, you need to stop. He's like, I don't care. Well, obviously you don't care, because your intention here is to cause problems. So I finally blocked him. I'm not unblocking him. Look, you can be really cool at times, but I'm not doing that, because that's like giving you a license to just be a prick, be a brat, freaking brat. Another one is the other brat. Like, this brat, oh my god, he thinks, like, I don't know, it's like he thinks I'm his mom or something. Can you do this for me? Can you do that? No. You can do it your damn self. Fucking read. Look at, watch a video. Oh, how bad do you want to know? Read this. 3 weeks go by. 3 weeks ago, if you had just taken a few hours, not even an hour, taken a few minutes, read this, or sat through a 2-hour video, or a few of them, you'd probably understand. But you didn't do that, did you? No. So fucking snarky. I'm so sorry. Like, this is not the video I wanted it to be. I have so many things. That's not a good look. There's so many things in my mind. There's so many things I'm researching. There's so many things I'm learning. There's so many things that are happening to me. I'm having a lot of just, profound things, ontological shock things. Pretty interesting things going on in my life, but no. The thing that I'm making a video right now is I'm just kind of like venting about things that shouldn't have been, things that couldn't have been. But no, you had to frickin' do that. It's like my dead cousin was a problem and a half. I'm not even going to say her name. Mayhem, chaos, troublemaker, same frickin' thing. Same kind of problematic personality type thing. And I'd be like, please don't do this. And then she'd be like, yeah, but because I said, please don't do this, it's like, yeah, I'm fucking doing that. Fuck off. Just go away. I don't deserve this. And I'm not unblocking. I don't trust you. This is a toxic frickin', or was a toxic relationship. It's not a relationship anymore. It's just not. It's just the end. The end. I did manage to accomplish the things I finally wanted to accomplish, but while I was in the public garden in Boston, and all this crap is going down, and my battery is like at 3%, I start having a fucking meltdown, and it's probably a really good thing that I didn't find my friends, because I'd probably be so embarrassed and mortified. Oh my god, I had a freaking meltdown in the Boston Public Garden. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot. That's the trouble you wanted? That's what you wanted? Well, you did that, and now we're done. You're not a good person. You are not a good person. If you were a good person, you wouldn't do that. It's like I'm playing a literal game with a literal community of people in Boston, and there is like thousands of people around. Thousands. Think about that. Thousands of people, thousands of players. Not only that, it's autumn, it's peak color. We have extraordinary colors here. And there's probably like 3 dozen weddings happening there, especially in the public garden, but also in the Boston Common. But especially in the public garden across the street. The Boston Common and the public garden are practically the same thing. It's just there's a road in between them, right? Gorgeous brides and grooms and photographers. Some of them actually literally getting married. It's also fucking cold. It's so freaking cold. Others are getting their like wedding photo shoots, like fashion shoots, okay? Some of them are like real actual brides to be or literally brides and they're getting married. Others, it's like brands, like we're talking billion-dollar brands, magazine companies and so on, shooting stuff for next year. And I'm having a freaking meltdown because I've had it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm very glad I didn't find my friends because I would be mortified. I'd probably be so mortified. I probably would have deleted them all because I would have been so embarrassed. Thank you so much. So much. I never, ever want to play there ever again. I would never, ever treat somebody the way these fuckers treat me. And it's not like one or two. There's actually several. At least the majority of them kind of put it on ice for Go Wild Area event, right? I was so freaking exhausted. That, and then this punk threatened to kill himself. He's literally, he said he was walking to a cliff and he was going to jump off. He was like, oh, the suicide hotline put me on hold. Because we have to play up the sympathy. We gotta really, I need to control you by using your sympathy. So, and also, strategically, at the same time, when I'm just about to go to bed and I'm going to meditate so I can go to bed. Because we gotta really be a real prick, right? Really. When I was a kid, I was in the 5th grade. 5th grade was a bad year. I was actually mildly popular here and there in, elementary school. And I went to several different schools. Maybe not 1st grade when I was in Pennsylvania. But I went to how many schools? Let's see. There was Pennypacker. There was the one in Pennsylvania. And then there was like 2 other ones in New Jersey, right? I don't know. So it had to be like 4, right? And then I would also kind of go back and forth between these 2. So you could have a really good year one year, have a whole cool group of friends, didn't know if you're going to still be there the following year. That's another story. That's some trauma. So my 5th grade year, there was this weird misunderstanding, kerfuffle, because of this one chick, and I was sort of in the wrong, but she kind of, the reason why I said what I said was because of her behavior, and I was fed up, and I was venting. It's not okay, but like, whatever, kids are stupid, whatever. But because of that, it was like this weird social suicide I went through in the 5th grade, and I went from being popular and friends with everybody to having no friends, and then only having to hang out with the weirdos. Which honestly was kind of cool though. But because I'm hanging out with, now the weirdos and the fat kids and I don't know, the rejects or whatever, because now I'm a reject, at some point they kind of split into like these cliques and whatever. And this is one of those things I don't like. when people to my face tell me they're my friend, and by the way, this is not a diss at my friends, my Pokemon friends. I couldn't find in the Boston comment. I'm not. This is no shade at them at all. Like, not at all. Um, this is something that I've noticed a number of people do, especially since I've lived here. But it happened a lot in New Jersey too, when I was a kid. And they'd say they were my friends, and to my face act a certain way. But then it would be like this weird thing where, like, one by one, people would leave, and then I'd be there by myself, just waiting, like, where did everybody go? Then I go find people, they're all in a group, they act like everything's fine, and then they do this thing again where one by one, everybody starts leaving. Right? And after it's happened a number of times, you just kind of like, you're like, yeah, I don't think they like me. And then you're like, well, what did I do? Did I say something wrong? And you're not like, maybe I'm not polite enough. Maybe I'm da-da-da-da-da-da, right? So when I was in 5th grade, I had this experience towards the end of the year in 5th grade. This is in New Jersey. And I'm with all the weirdos and the rejects and the weird or whatever. But now they're splitting off into, like, bigger cliques or whatever. And I don't know, it was like this thing where now all of a sudden it's cool to be a weirdo or whatever. And the people who like the popular kid don't like them, and they like the weirdos. And the fat kids. Because heaven forfend, you be fat in, like, the 80s and 90s. Like, okay. What a crime. And I was pretty fat. And so there was this few of these girls that were, like, my main group of friends, but they just kept ditching me. And I'm thinking, like, what did I do? Like, was it something I said? Am I stinky? Like, what is it, right? And this girl, enter the opportunist, manipulator, whatever, the person who uses people, the person who, I don't know, is a social climber or whatever. This person, I'm not going to say her name. So she's apparently been watching me, but I was a kid, I didn't know anything. I don't know anything about manipulation and whatever. I don't know anything like this. And so they leave me, and they're like, oh, just wait here, or I'll be right back. And then, of course, I'm by myself again, right? I don't know, maybe this is like a chick thing, whatever. I have brothers, so my social interactions have a tendency to be more like how dudes tend to do a lot of things, right? Unless I'm with chicks that are like me, who have a tendency to kind of do things like how the dudes do stuff at times. But then when it comes to chick stuff, that the guys don't understand, I don't know, like, we get it, we understand each other, whatever. All my friends from college at the Art Institute, like, we're all like that. We're like, I don't know, like, we're chicks, but we like a lot of, at the time, like, guy stuff, whatever. So, this chick, 5th grade, it's towards the end of the year, it's like May and June, something like that. She's like, oh, I see how they ditched you. I see how they treated you. And she's like playing this up. See, they don't care about you. Blah, blah, blah. How about we be friends? And then we get the whole, like, love bomb thing, right? Oh, you're so awesome. You're so this. You're so talented. You're so smart. Oh, look, I bought you this thing. Hey, why don't you come to my house? Right? So May goes into June, and then by June I'm always hanging out with this girl. The end of the year is coming, and she's wanting to come over to my house because she's, taking the time to build up that relationship, So I'm hanging out with her, she's hanging out with me, and it's always like, find some way that if you can't, know this, know that, and then she'll always figure some way around it, because manipulators, because you said don't do this, oh, I'm definitely going to figure this out. So she starts coming over my house. And of course, it just becomes staying over my house, sleeping over my house, or I'm going over to her house, or we're going to McDonald's, or, whatever. And then at some point, she goes to Hawaii or whatever, briefly, right? And then because, she's in Hawaii, she's got to milk that whole I miss you thing. And she's sending me letters all the time. And then I have to, send her letters back. And then she comes back. And then she's like, I miss you. I love you. You're my best friend. By the way, I never call anybody my best friend, because as soon as that happens, there's like an expiration on that expiration date, and then it ends, and it always goes bad. Sometimes when you hit it off with somebody, but there's like that whole like, oh, really abrupt, really fast situation kind of thing, and they're like, you're my best friend right away. There's always something wrong with it. There's always something very bad with that. There was one time, and this was very early on, this girl stayed at my house, and it was summer. It was maybe like July, maybe? No, August? I don't know, July or August. And, she has this thing where she'll want her way. And then if she doesn't get it, she wants to manipulate you. She's going to try and find some way to make you feel guilty or sorry or manipulate you and use that, like, and it's always this poor me thing, like, right? I don't even remember what exactly it was that she wanted, but it was like, oh, well, if you're my friend, you have to do what I say. You have to do what I want. That's not how that works. That's definitely not how that works. And what happened was weird timing how this whole thing happened. It started to have one of those summer flash storms, those heat storms, and now it's suddenly pouring and lightning everywhere. Weird that, my parents weren't around. They went shopping, and we stayed home. We were watching cable TV because, middle class things in the 90s. I think, was it 90s? Yeah, it was like the 90s. And I think we had, like, pay TV, like, was it HBO or Showtime or something? And I think, rented videos and stuff, right? And so, also, she's always overly using the fact that she's overly sensitive about certain things. Because you have to bludgeon people with, your insecurities. Because manipulation. Anyway, she's not getting her way, so she starts packing up her stuff, right? And it's funny because, like, she apparently it was as if she planned the whole thing, right? She starts packing up her stuff, putting it in backpacks and stuff. So then the whole disagreement happens, which wasn't even a big deal, especially if you're really friends with somebody. Not a big deal. But not real friendship, it's manipulation. And it starts raining, so she puts her bags on the porch in the corner where the rain is not falling. And then she starts walking in the rain and walking down the street like, oh, you don't love me. You're not a good person. You da-da-da-da-da. I didn't know anything about manipulation back then. So I feel sorry for her, which is what she's banking on. And then I run off to go get her and convince her to come back into the house. So then she comes back into the house, and then everything's all better again, right? Because this is the abusive thing where you have to prove that you love me. Because this isn't a healthy situation. It's got to be a fucked up one with a weird fucked up power dynamic of manipulator and manipulated. It's funny because my mom started catching on to this very early on, but I wasn't because, manipulators and they tell you things you want to hear. You're so special. You're so this, you're so that, whatever. After a while, as the summer goes on, because she's always crying and I want to come to your house, there's always things to do, and my dad had chickens. I don't know why she would always say, well, you have chickens at your house and it's so cool at your house and you have a pool and blah blah blah. She'd come to my house by the end of the summer. She never went and played with the chickens, wasn't going into the pool anymore. Why? Because she's so distraught about how fat she is. Okay, whatever. And we had a living room and a den, and they both had cable TV. And so I'd be in one room, right? And watching TV, and she's supposed to be with me. But then she'd get up and go to the other room and then watch the TV in the other room. So, a while goes by and I'm like, where'd she go? I go find her sitting in the other room watching TV in there. And I'm like, oh, hey, what are you doing here? She's like, oh, there's something cool on your brother's watching. Or whatever, right? My brother leaves, right? He's like, oh, you can watch whatever you want to watch. She changes the channel, but then she gets up again. I'll be back. Now she's in the other room watching the TV, the thing we were watching. Time goes by, and I'm like, okay, what the heck? What are you doing? Oh, I decided I want to watch this again. Why didn't you tell me? Right? Because doesn't love you, Candace. Doesn't love you. It's all a game. It's all manipulation. This person doesn't actually respect you, Candace. You're just a thing. You're just another thing to her. And then this would go on and on like this throughout the day. My mom started catching on to this. My mom's like, I don't think you see what's going, like, you need to pay attention to this, like, da-da-da. And then, so then I start to see it. And then this chick is still wanting to come to my house, still wanting to do, just eat my parents' food or whatever. And she's also like, why don't you come to my house? Because I'm fed up with her. And because when I go to her house, like, she's, I don't know, pushing me around or making me do things I don't want to do. Or she can't make up her mind. She'll only want to do the things I don't want to do. I'm just like, I don't want to hang out. And then she's always telling me, like, she's so lonely and she's so bored and nobody likes her. And I can't imagine why, because you're a freaking manipulator. And the end of the year, or the end of the summer comes. My birthday's coming. Same thing. She doesn't do anything for me for my birthday, really. It's just nonsense, or she's giving me some old thing she doesn't want or whatever. When before, man, she used to, like, get her mom to buy me things and whatever. When I was her new shiny toy, it was a whole different, love bomb situation. So then, a few days before we're supposed to start middle school, she's like, oh, I want you to come to this other girl's birthday party or whatever. I invited you or whatever, I'm thinking, like, I didn't know you talked to that girl. I go there, and all of a sudden, she's the life of the party, and everyone loves her there. And it's weird because, like, now people know her or whatever. Like, what just happened? Right? She ignores me while I'm there, unless it's to, like, make fun of me or to make jokes or whatever. It's just, the whole thing is like a blur. And at some point, I was just playing with some other kids. I think we played with the little kids' Barbies or something. I don't know. And which is funny because that's what I was doing with that girl, because we were in 5th grade and now we're going to start, 6th grade. And she still liked Barbies, but all of a sudden now it's just like, I don't want to play with that. Okay, fine, whatever. I'm like, well, the little kids want to play or whatever. I'm just going to play with the little kids. And then I went home. And then it was like she just blew me off. Just totally blew me off. And then if she called me, it was to brag about hanging out with these other people. So I just was like, okay, this is stupid. This person's definitely not my best friend. I was like, you know what? I think I'm just not going to call her anymore. And see if she calls me back, which she never did. The whole year, 6th grade, we didn't hang out. We didn't have lunch together. We weren't in classes together. And I mean, like, before she wanted me to, like, change my classes so we could be in the same classes together or whatever. Glad I didn't do that. And, she just wasn't in my life. And after, like, a few months going by and, you know, starting 6th grade or whatever, I started to realize, like, yeah, my mom was right. Like, she's a total fraud. She's a total, like, manipulator. I felt, like, really stupid. And I could see all the abuse for what it was, right? And, I was like, well, I'm not going to even bother. And anyway, like, I could just... She wasn't a very good artist either. She thought she was. And then she'd see my work and then she'd cry because I'm not good enough. Feel sorry for me. I need to change the power dynamic of this situation. Oh, right? Fucking brat. So then I got invited to this this was like a thing in the 90s. I got invited, oh, looks like my friend's live. I got invited to this, like, chat thing at lunchtime. And she's there, but she doesn't, like, talk to me like she used to. It's just, like, it's like the friendship, relationship never happened or whatever. So every lunch, it was a certain, not every lunch, it was, like, 1 or 2 days a week. We'd go to this certain classroom and we'd all eat and we'd discuss, like, current events or whatever. And it's funny because I had been around certain other intellectual people and other artists, so I was sort of knowledgeable about certain things, plus some of the teachers I had kind of stimulated me intellectually, and there was some other girls I was studying with and making friends with by then. And I guess she wanted to seem like she was smart or intellectual because I was. And now she's, like, chatty or talkative or whatever. And then it's a whole new year now. It's a whole new, like, you know, what was it? Almost another May or June. And I guess she had, you know, manipulated and used all the people that she could at that time. And she starts suddenly talking to me again. Right? I'm like, what the heck is this? And, she's like, but we're best friends. And I'm like, we're not best friends. We haven't been best friends for, I don't even know if we ever were, right? And so I start calling her out and detailing all the things, like certain things, not all of it, but like a bunch of things she does, like, you know, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't feel like we were. I don't feel like we were even friends. I don't feel like we were even best friends. I don't like the way you treated me. I don't like the way you talked to me, stuff like that. And she's like, she literally says, she looks me in the eyes, and she's like, well, you misled me. Bitch. And, I'll be fine. I am totally okay with who I am when I'm alone. I don't have anything to really hide. I know how to treat people. I know how to be respectful. I can make a lot of inferences. And there's definitely times where, I mean, there are people I'd really like to talk to lately, but they just won't answer me or won't talk to me. I can take a frickin' hint. You don't want to talk to me, you're busy, whatever it is. Totally okay. Not going to be a pest. There's a line you don't cross. I'm not going to cross it. And certain people, it's like that's what they get off on. They want to cross that. No, you respect the boundaries. You don't own me. I don't have to reply to every freaking message, DM or whatever, because you want it now, because you're a freaking immature brat. So, this was not the video I wanted to make, but here it is. So, oh well. That end of my vlog, I guess. I'm gonna go watch my friend Rob's stream. Looks like Michelle is on. I love these people. These are good people. I don't care what people think of them. They're kooky, they're unusual, they're whatever, but I love them. They're my friends. The end.